Greetings, ladies, gentlemen. I am Fonrath, and today is a day, but also I will be reacting to a new show called The Summer Hikaru Died. Now, I don't know much about this show, other than the fact that I did watch the PV for it, so I kind of know the rough idea of what we're getting into with Guy's best friend comes back from a mountain and all of a sudden he's different, basically having been replaced or something. But that's about it. Ultimately, I don't know what to expect, so let's just find out, shall we? I'm guessing, yeah, he went missing or something. And they're looking for him. Did you guys see what I saw? If only I had trees like that in my backyard. Oh, jeez.
何がアイスありますや。パピッコしかないやん。お前さ、ほんまにあの山で1週間も行方不明だったん覚えてないんか？おお、全然。半年経っても思い出されやんな。
Alright, already been half a year.
どんだけみんな心配したと思っとるん。俺がおらんくて寂しかった？
Gay?
いや、別に。嘘や、泣いたはず。一人にせんでよ、光る。調子乗んなよ。また。俺よりでかいからってすぐそれするにゃ。
I'm not gonna lie, the sounds plus the lighting, honestly, is making me hot. And them like sweating and stuff, it's making me feel hot.
いや、これはな、今に始まったことやなくて、お前がさ、行方不明になって帰ってきてからずっと思っとったことなんやけど。お前、やっぱ光っちゃうやろ。なんでや。完璧に模倣したはずやのに。お願い。誰にも言わんといて。初めて人として生きたんや。学校もアイスも全部初めてで楽しかった。
I'm surprised this happens, like, immediately.
部屋から頼む。お前を殺したない。どちらにせよ
When she keeps sucking.
それやったら偽物でもそばにいてほしい。
I don't know about that. Now, when I say I don't know about that, I don't mean that I would not do the same thing. What I mean by that is that, okay, so if something like this happened to me, where some supernatural being was around me and I found them out, I would 100% tell them, yeah, I'm not going to tell anybody. And I wouldn't. But ultimately, my reasoning would be more selfish. You know, mainly because I want to know everything. I'm curious. I want to know who they are, where they come from, how are they impersonating this person that I know, so on and so forth. And this is something that I said and talked about a lot in when I reacted to Summertime Render, is that something that is impersonating someone else, that is not the same person. Okay? So it's very important to make that distinction. You cannot say that this is the same Hikaru. You just can't. Summertime Render already kind of a little bit pissed me off with this because, like, they constantly wanted to make us believe that the shadow version of them is kind of the same version, but not really, but kinda. It's like, bruh, as long as they make this alien creature kind of like their own character, I don't mind. But don't, like, I really hope they don't go the same route as Summertime Render, where they like start saying like that they are the same person. They're not. Doesn't matter if they have their memories, doesn't matter if they have their quote-unquote experiences. Just know, they're not the same person. Just by the fact that the alien creature has its own memories, they are not the same person.
よしきこそどないするん。俺もまだよく考えとらんよ。頭ええんやからさ、こんな村出て東京の大学行ったらええに。よしきが東京で一人暮らししたらさ、可愛い彼女作っても連れ込めんくらい入り浸ったるき。彼女なんてできへんから。なんなん。いっつもこういう話題になると不機嫌になるな。彼女くらいできるやろ。週末なんやけどさ。ああ、その日はダメやね。山行くから。山？なんでや？それはやな。秘密。夢や。生きとる。コロナ。最後に見た顔が原線のモノマネとか。しょうもな。
I like this. This I like. Why? Because he's mourning his dead friend. Ultimately, he knows that his friend is dead. What this other creature is, it's a new being, it's a new person. It is not his original friend. Ooh. I'm hoping that eventually he's gonna learn to let go. So, one thing that before we continue here, I want to say this real quick. This is where, I have to kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm expecting. So, think about this for a second. Thought experiment. Put yourself into this position, into the character. I wasn't paying attention to what his name is. Put yourself into his position. Now, whatever his reasons for accepting this alien creature, ultimately, any normal human being would be curious as to what this fucking alien thing is and how it works. And you just found out that this is basically some sort of supernatural being by just some basic logic. I expect the character, the protagonist, to ask the creature who it really is, where it comes from, how does his powers work. You know, I would ask these things because this is a intelligent, sentient creature that is imitating a human. And it isn't just like an amalgamation of memories or anything. We saw him drop the act for a second, and he was like, oh, you know, it's my first time imitating a human. And so ultimately, what I'm expecting is that the protagonist asks that creature questions. That he doesn't just go along with it. You know? I would expect some questions. So if he doesn't ask any questions, I kind of will have to call bullshit. Which is why, you know, I'll wait for a little while. But I expect him to start asking questions. What the fuck? Okay, so there's other creatures and this guy is looking for these creatures, okay. She notices. So actually, yeah, I was wondering how the protagonist figured out that it wasn't him, or really him. And I'm guessing he's doing something that he never used to do. Or, you know, he's doing something that the old Hikaru would never do. Or something. And so even she, I think, is noticing. I'm guessing they're looking for him. For instance, right, I've spent maybe, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes watching this, and I already have thoughts, right? For instance, if this creature has my friend's memories, it's not that big of a stretch to assume that maybe this alien creature, 1, took over my friend's body, or 2, ate my friend's body. That's how he has all my friend's memories. All of a sudden, like, what are we talking about here, right? So the alien creature threatened to kill me if I said anything, and also looks like my friend, and has my friend's memories. I wonder what happened. we see them having a great time and hanging out and whatnot. And this is kind of why I was a little surprised that they had that scene where they're like, "You're not really Hikaru, are you?" Right? That's why I was a little bit surprised that they had that scene so early, because I would understand maybe he notices something, but then they have this montage of them just hanging out and, you know, and then you have that scene. I feel like that makes a little bit more sense, because if you have that scene first, I don't think the protagonist would, logically, I don't think the protagonist would be so inclined to hang out with what is potentially the murderer of his friend, right? However, if you had that scene after this montage, it would have made a little bit more sense, because then he has a little bit of, you know, familiarity with this new creature. But like I said earlier, I have expectations which are not being met. Because I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like any normal human being in the modern day would ask questions.
持っとる記憶は全く同じなんやけど、実感わかんねん。もともと生きてたことないしな。こんなはっきり字が持ったん初めて。幽霊なんか。どうなんやろう。幽霊？あんましっくりきいひんな。はしゃめちゃに化け物なんは確かやけど。
Okay. At least he's asking some questions. It's better than nothing.
あの猫、はよ動けたんか。なんかさ、その、ヨシキは相変わらず優しいな。俺なんかに。優しいんとちゃうよ。自分に甘いやつほど他人を許すんよ。ようわからんけど、俺にとって優しいことには変わらんや。あんこが変わったんよね、つぶあんに。そしたらねえ。
Huh? What did she notice? Must have noticed something.
こいつは一体何なん？見た目は光と同じでも光やない何か。待てや狂っとる。それを受け入れとる俺も怖い。普通になんやねんあれ。勘弁してくれ。俺きしょ偽物でもそばにいてほしい。お、そうや。今度ヨシキンちでさ。
Okay, at least I like that. At least there's some sane thoughts going through his head. Like, what the fuck is going on? Who the fuck is this fucking being? Oh shit, I'm being threatened, I'm in danger. But him wanting this being to stay, I suppose plays into his, you know, missing his friend, essentially. Interesting. Interesting. So is it certain people that can see it? Or sense it somehow? Because that other woman also could somehow sense something. Is it that older people notice or something?
行くで、ヒカル。うん。なあ、ヒカルはやっぱり死んでもうてるん。うん。この体、脈も体温もあるけどな。もう死んどるんよ。それはお前が。それはちゃう。俺が遭遇した時にはもう虫の息やったもん。間違いないよ。
So it is his body. Okay.
俺が覚えとるんはずっと山の中さまよっとって とにかく長い時間そうしてて、もう何も感じんくてさ、ずっと機械みたいな感じやって。そしたらヒカルが死にかけてて、で気づいたらこうなっとった。よしき、また明日。
お前俺のこと好きか？
何？好きや。めっちゃ好き。
Gay? Super gay?
前はそんなこと一言も言わんかったな。やったらもう勝手におらんくならんといてね。
It's weird how they're doing this thing.
もう入ってますよ。
おやすみヒカル。
母です。私の母で間違いないです。なんて。
次は俺や。やっぱりインドの儀式は失敗しとったか。どうする武田よ。
わかりました。じゃあ朝一でそちらに向かいます。できる限りのことはしてみますよ、武田さん。あれは村人たちが思ってるほど簡単なもんじゃねえんですけど。
Okay. Well, pretty good first episode. Couple of things I didn't like, as I said, protagonist not asking enough questions. Very weird how he, finds out that his friend is being inhabited by this being, and he's just very, very okay with it. Very just nonchalant, kind of like, oh, sure. Maybe deep down inside, there is a part of him that's like freaking out, which we kind of saw. Okay, maybe I have to think about it from a more realistic and normal perspective. This is a creature that you're afraid of, who threatened to kill you if you said anything. So maybe he's just afraid. That could be it. I could be just thinking too hard about this. He could just be afraid of asking. So I'm gonna go with that for now. It did seem though that obviously the red herring is that Hikaru here, this being, this creature that took over his body, is the one who killed the old woman. Because, well, we had this moment of, the old woman recognized something about him. I mean, he already threatened to kill the protagonist guy, Yoshiki, I believe. I'm just gonna call him Yoshi from now on. He already threatened to kill him, so it is possible that he went and just killed the old woman, and he does have the red eye thing here. So it is very possible, and I actually hope that he did kill the old woman. Otherwise, it's too predictable. What do I mean by this? if we are to say that he didn't kill the old woman and there is another creature going around killing people, right? Then I can essentially just predict this. This creature is going to be a good guy. The monster hunter guy that we saw at the very end here is going to come to this village and potentially hunt him, and then there's gonna be a whole thing where the monster hunter guy is kind of going after him, but then the protagonist, Yoshiki, defends him. Maybe he's become more friendly with him, who knows? Maybe he's too dependent on the idea of having his friend Hikaru by his side, so he can't let it go. He can't let him go. But ultimately, it's getting to that point where, again, as I said, if this being, if Hikaru here, didn't kill the old woman, that just means that it's gonna be one of those situations again where there's the bad alien creatures and then there's the one good alien creature, which is like, we've kinda already seen that. Not gonna lie, we've seen that multiple times. And honestly, I'm kinda hoping that's not gonna be the case. I'm hoping that this creature here killed the old woman, because that makes things so much more interesting. The last thing I wanna mention real quick is, so far, I'm not gonna lie, the protagonist, Yoshiki, has not impressed me. I don't know what it is about him. Maybe because he doesn't seem to have a personality yet. He seems bland. Too bland. Like, extremely bland. Maybe that will change as we go on, but he's just... I don't know. We haven't seen anything about him so far that makes me think that he's a good protagonist. I am definitely loving the kind of horror-esque stuff happening. Like this scene where the being is outside, right? And then all of a sudden the music stops and it's like, I'm already inside. Uh-oh. Like they were going full on like horror. Pretty good first episode. Definitely sets up a pretty big mystery here. And yeah, that was episode 1 of The Summer Hikaru Died. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, ladies and gents, I shall bid you adieu.